Diamond, stop! Hi guys. So I have had a migraine for the past like 5 days, and that's why I have not posted. I have literally never been this sick, or not sick, but had a migraine this bad. So I'm putting on some La Mer right now. This is my favorite moisturizer of all time. If you guys have a dupe for La Mer, I would love to hear it, because this moisturizer is so expensive. It is like $300, so I don't get it that often. But it is just like my favorite moisturizer. I actually like ran out of all of my moisturizer, so I was like, oh, let me use some La Mer, which is so stupid not to use it all up, because you know things expire and they lose their potency, so it's best to use things immediately and to put it off. But yeah, I just find like when I use La Mer, oh my god, it just like makes my skin feel so good. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what I do in the morning when I wake up. So I always sleep with a hair bonnet in my hair. So I take off my hair bonnet. I used to not sleep with my hair braided, and I just would have a hair bonnet on, and you don't want to do that. You want to have your hair braided or in a loose bun or something. You just don't want it like all crazy while it's under your bonnet, or at least, I mean, for me, you know what, I shouldn't say you because I don't know you. For me, Winter Rose, what are you doing with that chair? Oh my god, what are you doing with that chair, baby? Oh my god. So she takes chairs and she like moves them. Like Chris this morning got me and her each a pink donut, and he's like, I got my girls pink donuts. And then later I was like, where's my donut? And he's like, I saw a tiny chair moving. So Winter probably took it. I was like, yeah. So I take my hair out of that. Then for 5 minutes straight, I will massage my scalp. I'll go like this. And the reason I do that is because you want to get your hair follicles all like warmed up before you put your hair oil on for the day. So I use Minoxidil, which is like Minoxidil is the same. It's the same as Rogaine. And I have found that nothing has worked for me personally at keeping my hair like in my head and in the growing phase like Minoxidil. I just think that Minoxidil works so good. When you do start on Minoxidil, oh my god, you will shed. Like your hair will shed. You will actually lose a lot of hair in the very beginning, like the first 2 weeks. Keep doing it. Just keep doing it. It's cool. After that first 2 weeks, you will not lose any hair, like literally ever again. So I kind of was just doing rosemary because people say like, oh, rosemary is the same as Minoxidil. It is not. I've been having so much hair fall by using just the rosemary and the rosemary water. The Minoxidil works a lot better, in my opinion, as somebody who was religiously using Minoxidil twice a day as prescribed. Oh, and you want to get the men's Minoxidil, which is 5%. You don't want to get the women's Minoxidil. It's only half the strength. And it says use twice a day. You can use it once a day if you want. You can use it in the morning and at night, or you can just use it, you know, at night, or you can just use it in the morning, really like what works for you. It's nice at nighttime to do a scalp massage and then to put it on. One thing I do have to say is because I have like literally my roots in some parts are white. They'll like naturally come in white and gray. I noticed that I had a lot of staining when I would put, because you have to focus it on your scalp, but what I would do is I would put it on my scalp and then I would massage, and I found that I had a lot of like yellow in my hair, and I googled it, and one of the side effects is that you can have yellowing if you have white or blonde hair. And then also I've just discovered that you want to massage your hair before, and you want to do it after, but just after a little bit. Another thing that a lot of people recommend is using a bamboo brush. So, but first, I'm gonna put oil. So I put oil on my hair. I do it every night. I tend to do it every morning too. I do it when I take my hair out of its protective style. And I make sure that I take my hair out at least once a day. I normally take it out when I wake up, and then I like redo my braids. So you put the oil in so that when you brush your hair, it goes in nicely. Okay, so with the bamboo brush, so it has these little points on the head. So if you put it on your scalp, it is supposed to make the circulation in your scalp better, just like using that other little brush. I do think though, whenever I use this, I have hair, I find hair. So I don't know if it's maybe those hairs needed to come out, like if they were at that point, or like if it's normal, or if, I don't know, maybe if I'm being too aggressive. I try not to be. But you can use this the same as you use that other one. Just the main difference is this is going to be more stimulating. There are a bunch, as you know, of like YouTube people. Diamond, stop! Like YouTube, Instagram, whatever, TikTok people that have hair videos, and I follow so many. And I always try to get like the best advice. And girls that literally have hair to their butts, I have noticed that a lot of them use the bamboo brushes on their scalp, and they all seem to recommend doing the bamboo brushing. So because they have such nice hair, you know, of course I want to have what they have, so I follow what they follow. But I do have to say, and I think that this is something, is that whenever I do a hair video, sometimes I'll get mean comments. Like I did this one video like 6 months ago on my YouTube channel where I went over everything I was doing to help with my hair growth, and some girl wrote, "What hair?" And I was just like, it hurt me, like the comment hurt me, because clearly I'm working really hard, and I've been working for 2 years to grow my hair. If you don't know, I just have naturally thinner hair. I also bleached my hair. I also had a baby, and when I had a baby, like all of the hair in my crown literally fell out. Like from here back fell out. So the front was long and the back was just gone. Like it all just fell out. Which is very normal. And if I could go back in time, I would use Minoxidil after I had my baby, because I didn't breastfeed. So I wanted to, but it just didn't work out. But girl, if you had a baby, use Minoxidil, like I'm telling you. Keep that hair, because it'll keep the hair in your head. But this girl wrote, "What hair?" And it hurt me so much because I'm working so hard on my hair. But then I was watching this guy talk, and he was talking about how, like for fitness, how they'll look at these fitness models that are like beautiful and have these amazing bodies, and they're like, "Oh, this is what I'm using," and they think, "Oh, I'm going to use that, I'm going to have that body." And it's like, no, you don't want to follow somebody who has this beautiful body and then is telling you, "Oh, I use this also." You want to follow someone like me. You want to follow somebody who literally does not have great hair and is working their best to have good hair. Because some people just naturally have good hair. Like some people, the thickness of their hair has always been good. The quality of their hair has always been good. Mine isn't. And because of that, you should follow what I have to say, because you know that like it's not just an overnight thing. It's something that I do every day. It's something that I practice every day, and that it's like I'm working at, you know? So like when my hair is down to my butt, you will know. Okay, so I do that. And then also you want to make sure that you kind of like change up where your part is. Where your part naturally falls is great to use and all, but you want to change it up, because you don't want you don't want that area particularly to, you know, just get all of the solution that you put on your scalp. And again, please be like super careful. That's something else that I'm working on, is just like being mindful when I brush my hair. You know, like don't brush your hair when you're in a rush. Don't brush your hair when you're, you know, angry. I know that sounds so crazy, but only brush your hair when you have time to brush your hair, you know? And if you are driving and you have a knot in your hair or whatever, just put your hair in a ponytail, forget about it, and when you get home, deal with it so you can properly deal with it. Okay, so I do that. And then I'm gonna take my Minoxidil. I get this on Amazon. I get like 5 of them for like, the price changes. Like sometimes it's $25, sometimes it's $30, whatnot. And then I put it all over my scalp. So sometimes I'll section off my scalp, like when I'll section off my scalp, like when I'm just sitting at my vanity, you know, because I kind of take it as like my time. I'll section off my scalp and I'll do it. But just for like this video, I'm just gonna do it here. I also definitely use, I feel like, more than they tell you to use, but that's just in general. I have a very heavy hand. Like I always have had very heavy hands in everything I've done. When I was in esthetician school, every time I would like do something, one of the teachers would come over and like yell at me. She'd be like, less, use less. I'd be like, why? Okay, and then I rub it into my scalp. And if you have an area that you feel like you have more of hair fall on, or you have an area that doesn't grow as well, totally recommend, you know, put more just in that area. My whole thing with the rosemary that I have found is that I do like it. However, when I was doing, you can't just put like straight rosemary onto your scalp because it can burn, well, because you have to use like a carrier oil and stuff, and it can burn your scalp, which it did to me. It didn't burn, but I noticed the next day that my scalp was very red when I had used it as an overnight treatment, like a lot of it. So I definitely recommend doing what's right for you. So like that didn't work for me, and then I did the rosemary water. And with that, I found that it was getting like everywhere, and I couldn't really put it exactly where I wanted, and I just found it to be less effective than when I was using the Minoxidil. I also guys, just the Minoxidil like really works. It really, really works. And I have always experienced hair fall, and I think that just like poor nutrition, having a baby, being a girl, like when I was a young kid or a teenager, I didn't have hair fall like I have now. And my hair fall, well, not now because of the Minoxidil. Where did that just go? But my hair fall was so unbelievably bad. Like every time I brushed my hair, I would just get so much hair, and that doesn't happen anymore. It has actually been happening since I switched over to just rosemary. So I'm back to like just the Minoxidil. So I do that. And then if you want like a little extra something, you really don't have to do this. You could go like this and just take like a little bit more, like that. And I do have to say that your scalp can get sore if you're using like too much Minoxidil. I've definitely had that happen. And if that happens, what you want to do is, and then I just go like this. What you want to do if that happens is just like, don't do it for a day, or cut down to just once a day, or use less. Also the Minoxidil does not make my hair greasy at all. That's something I love that I've discovered. I talk to you guys later. Bye.